Friends, thank you for being here today. What if I told you that while the world watches the semiconductor wars between the United States and China, they're completely missing the real battle that will determine which nations dominate the artificial intelligence revolution? And what happens when everyone realizes that the future of AI isn't being decided in Silicon Valley or Shenzhen, but in the frozen wilderness of northern Canada? Most people don't know that artificial intelligence has a dirty secret. It's incredibly energy hungry and generates massive amounts of heat. Training a single large language model consumes as much electricity as 50,000 homes use in a month. Running ChatGPT for just one day requires the same power as a small city. As AI becomes the foundation of every industry, the countries that can provide cheap, reliable electricity and natural cooling will control the digital economy. Meanwhile, Canada sits on unlimited clean hydroelectric power and has a climate that provides free cooling for 9 months of the year. While tech giants burn billions on air conditioning in desert data centers, we can run the world's most powerful AI systems at a fraction of the cost. But here's the question that should reshape every technology investment. What happens when the AI revolution moves north? This is the story of how geography, climate, and energy are making Canada the unexpected superpower of the artificial intelligence age, and why the next breakthrough might come from a server farm in the middle of nowhere, powered by Canadian rivers and cooled by Arctic winds. Before we examine Canada's unique advantages, we need to understand just how energy-intensive artificial intelligence has become. This isn't about efficiency improvements or software optimization. We're talking about a fundamental shift in computing that requires unprecedented amounts of electrical power and cooling capacity. The numbers are staggering and growing exponentially. Training GPT-4, one of the most advanced AI models currently available, required approximately 25,000 high-end graphics cards running continuously for several months. That's roughly 50 megawatts of constant power consumption, equivalent to a small power plant dedicated to teaching a computer how to think. But training is just the beginning. Running AI systems for everyday use requires even more energy. Every time someone uses ChatGPT, it requires about 10 times more computational power than a traditional Google search. Microsoft estimates that AI-powered Bing consumes 5 times more electricity per search than regular web search. As AI becomes integrated into every application, search engine, and digital service, the power requirements multiply exponentially. The scale becomes even more dramatic when you consider the broader AI ecosystem. NVIDIA, the company that makes most AI chips, projects that data center power consumption will triple over the next 5 years, driven primarily by artificial intelligence workloads. Some estimates suggest that AI could account for 10 to 20% of global electricity consumption by 2030, more than entire countries currently use. This isn't just about electricity, it's about heat management. AI chips generate enormous amounts of waste heat that must be removed continuously to prevent system failures. Traditional data centers in warm climates spend 30-40% of their total energy budget just on cooling systems. In hot regions like Arizona or Texas, cooling can consume more electricity than the computers themselves. The combination of massive power requirements and intensive cooling needs is creating a new geography of artificial intelligence. Companies are starting to realize that the location of AI infrastructure matters as much as the technology itself. The regions that can provide cheap electricity and efficient cooling will attract the AI investments that define economic competitiveness for the next century. This is where Canada's natural advantages become almost unfair to competitors. While other countries struggle with energy costs and cooling requirements, we have the perfect combination of abundant clean electricity and natural climate advantages that make us the ideal location for AI infrastructure. Let's start with our energy advantages, which are even more significant in the context of AI than they are for traditional industries. Canada generates over 67% of our electricity from renewable sources, primarily hydroelectric power. This is not just clean energy. It is incredibly cheap and reliable energy that can scale to meet massive computational demands. Quebec's hydroelectric system alone generates over 36,000 megawatts of capacity, most of which is currently underutilized. That's enough clean electricity to power dozens of the world's largest AI training facilities simultaneously. The marginal cost of this electricity is almost zero once the infrastructure is built. River water flows, whether we use it or not. But the real advantage isn't just the quantity of electricity, it's the price and reliability. Industrial electricity rates in Quebec are among the lowest in North America, often 50-70% cheaper than rates in major tech hubs like California or New York. For AI companies spending hundreds of millions annually on electricity, this cost difference can determine the viability of entire projects. More importantly, hydroelectric power is incredibly stable and predictable. Unlike solar or wind power, which fluctuates based on weather conditions, hydroelectric generation can be ramped up or down instantly to match demand. This reliability is crucial for AI training, which requires consistent power delivery over weeks or months of continuous operation. The scale of available capacity is almost unlimited. Manitoba, Ontario, British Columbia, and Newfoundland all have massive underdeveloped hydroelectric potential. Engineers estimate that Canada could develop an additional 160,000 megawatts of hydroelectric capacity, enough to power AI infrastructure that dwarfs anything currently imagined. But electricity is only half the equation. The other critical factor is cooling, and this is where Canada's climate becomes a massive competitive advantage that most people don't fully appreciate. AI chips generate heat densities that are unprecedented in computing history. Modern AI accelerators can produce over 700 watts of heat per chip, requiring sophisticated cooling systems to prevent thermal damage. In traditional data centers, this heat must be removed using energy-intensive air conditioning systems that can consume more power than the computers themselves. Canada's climate eliminates most of these cooling costs for much of the year. During winter months, which last 5 to 6 months in most of the country, outside air temperatures are so low that data centers can use free air cooling, simply bringing in cold outside air to cool the servers. This can reduce cooling energy consumption by 80 or 90% compared to traditional air conditioning systems. Even during summer months, nighttime temperatures in most of Canada drop low enough to provide significant cooling benefits. The daily temperature variations that are common in continental climates allow data centers to use thermal mass and natural cooling cycles to manage heat without constant air conditioning. The economic impact of this natural cooling advantage is enormous. A major AI data center in Arizona might spend $100 million annually on cooling costs. The same facility in northern Canada might spend $10 million. Over the operational lifetime of the facility, this cooling advantage can save hundreds of millions of dollars while also improving system reliability and performance. Some of the world's largest tech companies are already recognizing these advantages and making significant investments in Canadian AI infrastructure. Microsoft has announced major expansions of its Canadian data center operations, specifically citing the combination of clean electricity and natural cooling as determining factors. Google has been quietly expanding its Montreal operations, not just for software development, but for AI research and training infrastructure. The company has found that the combination of Quebec's cheap hydroelectricity and cold climate creates optimal conditions for running large-scale AI experiments that would be prohibitively expensive in traditional tech hubs. Amazon Web Services is building new data center regions in Canada, partly to serve customers who want to run AI workloads with lower energy costs and environmental impact. The company has found that Canadian facilities can offer AI computing services at significantly lower prices while maintaining higher reliability than facilities in warmer climates. But the opportunity extends far beyond just hosting infrastructure for American tech giants. Canada has the potential to become the global center of AI research and development, attracting the world's top talent and most innovative projects because we can provide the computational resources that make breakthroughs possible. The most advanced AI research requires massive computational experiments that can cost millions of dollars in electricity and computing time. Research institutions and companies often have to limit the scope of their experiments because of cost constraints. In Canada, those same experiments could be conducted at a fraction of the cost, enabling research that simply isn't economically feasible elsewhere. This cost advantage could make Canada the preferred location for training the next generation of AI models. Companies and research institutions could conduct experiments in Canada that would be too expensive in other countries, giving Canadian-based research a significant competitive advantage in pushing the boundaries of what's possible with artificial intelligence. The talent implications are equally significant. The world's top AI researchers want to work on the most challenging problems with the best computational resources. If Canada becomes the place where the most ambitious AI experiments are economically viable, we'll attract the researchers and engineers who are defining the future of the technology. Universities like the University of Toronto, University of Montreal, and University of Alberta are already recognized as world leaders in AI research. Combining this existing expertise with unmatched computational infrastructure could create AI research clusters that rival or surpass anything in Silicon Valley or other traditional tech centers. But the opportunity isn't limited to research and development. As AI becomes integrated into every industry, the regions that can provide cost-effective AI infrastructure will attract the companies and industries that depend on artificial intelligence for competitiveness. Manufacturing companies are increasingly using AI for predictive maintenance, quality control, and process optimization. Financial services firms rely on AI for fraud detection, risk management, and algorithmic trading. Healthcare organizations use AI for diagnostic imaging, drug discovery, and personalized treatment recommendations. All of these applications require significant computational resources that benefit from cheap electricity and efficient cooling. Industries that are heavily dependent on AI will increasingly consider energy costs and infrastructure reliability when making location decisions. A pharmaceutical company conducting AI-powered drug discovery might choose to locate research facilities in Canada simply because they can run more experiments at lower cost. Similarly, financial services firms might locate trading operations and risk management systems in Canada to take advantage of lower operational costs and higher system reliability. The cost savings from cheaper electricity and cooling can be substantial enough to justify relocating operations and personnel. I want to pause here because this raises a fascinating question that I'd love to hear your thoughts on. As artificial intelligence becomes more central to economic competitiveness, should Canada actively recruit AI-dependent industries and research institutions? Or should we focus on developing domestic capabilities first, before attracting international operations? This choice will shape our role in the global AI economy. We can be a service provider for other countries' AI operations, or we can use our infrastructure advantages to build world-leading domestic AI capabilities. What's your perspective on how Canada should leverage these advantages? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Beyond just providing infrastructure, Canada has the potential to become a major player in AI development and commercialization. Our combination of research expertise, computational resources, and supportive government policies creates an environment where AI innovations can flourish. The Canadian government has recognized the strategic importance of artificial intelligence and has made significant investments in AI research and development. The Pan-Canadian Artificial Intelligence Strategy has committed over $400 million to AI research, with additional funding for AI applications in healthcare, transportation, and natural resources. This government support, combined with our natural advantages, is creating a pipeline of AI innovations that could have global impact. Canadian researchers are making breakthrough contributions in areas like reinforcement learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. Research that benefits from access to world-class computational infrastructure. The commercialization opportunities are equally promising. Canadian AI startups have access to computational resources that would be prohibitively expensive for early-stage companies in other countries. This allows them to develop and test more sophisticated products, giving them competitive advantages in global markets. Established Canadian companies in sectors like mining, forestry, and energy are increasingly using AI to optimize their operations. The combination of domain expertise and access to cheap computational resources is creating AI applications that are specifically adapted to Canadian industries and conditions. But perhaps the most significant opportunity is in developing AI technologies that address uniquely Canadian challenges. Our climate, geography, and resource-based economy create problems that other countries don't face, but also opportunities that other countries can't exploit. For example, AI systems for monitoring vast northern territories, optimizing resource extraction in remote locations, or managing renewable energy systems in harsh climates are all areas where Canadian-developed AI could have global applications. Countries with similar geographic and climatic challenges would be natural markets for AI solutions developed in Canada. The defense and security implications are also significant. As AI becomes more important for national security applications, countries want to ensure that critical AI infrastructure is located within their borders and under their control. Canada's ability to provide secure, cost-effective AI infrastructure could make us an attractive partner for allied nations, seeking to reduce dependence on potentially unreliable suppliers. However, realizing this potential requires strategic thinking about how to develop our AI capabilities while managing the risks and challenges that come with rapid technological change. One of the biggest challenges is ensuring that we have the skilled workforce needed to take advantage of our infrastructure advantages. AI development requires specialized expertise in machine learning, computer science, and domain-specific applications. Canada needs to continue investing in education and training programs that can supply the talent needed for a thriving AI sector. Immigration policy also plays a crucial role. Many of the world's top AI researchers and engineers are international talent who can choose where to work based on opportunities and quality of life. Canada's immigration system and multicultural environment give us advantages in attracting this talent, but we need to ensure that our policies support rapid immigration of skilled AI professionals. Infrastructure development beyond just electricity and cooling is also important. High-speed internet connectivity, reliable transportation networks, and urban amenities that attract knowledge workers are all necessary for building world-class AI clusters. This requires coordination between federal, provincial, and municipal governments to ensure that infrastructure keeps pace with technological opportunities. Regulatory frameworks for AI development and deployment also need careful consideration. Canada needs policies that encourage innovation while ensuring that AI systems are developed and used responsibly. This includes considerations around data privacy, algorithmic fairness, and the social impacts of AI automation. International cooperation and competition strategies are equally important. Canada needs to balance collaboration with allies and partners against the need to maintain competitive advantages in AI technology. This requires sophisticated diplomacy and trade policies that protect Canadian interests, while promoting beneficial international cooperation. If you're finding this analysis of Canada's AI transformation valuable, Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue producing in-depth analysis of the technological and economic trends that are reshaping our world. The artificial intelligence revolution represents one of the most significant technological and economic transformations in human history. The countries and regions that can provide the computational infrastructure needed for AI development will attract the research, talent, and industries that define future economic competitiveness. Canada possesses natural advantages in this transformation that are almost impossible for other countries to replicate. Our combination of abundant, clean electricity, natural cooling, political stability, and existing research expertise creates optimal conditions for AI development and deployment. But possessing these advantages is not the same as leveraging them strategically. Canada needs to make conscious decisions about how to use our infrastructure capabilities to build domestic AI expertise, attract international investment, and create economic opportunities that benefit Canadian workers and communities. The next decade will be critical for establishing our role in the global AI economy. The investments and policies we implement now will determine whether Canada becomes a major player in artificial intelligence or simply a service provider for other countries' AI operations. The choices we make will affect not just our technology sector, but our entire economy as AI becomes integrated into every industry and application. Countries that fall behind in AI capability will find themselves increasingly disadvantaged in global competition across all sectors. Friends, we are living through the emergence of artificial intelligence as the dominant technology of the 21st century. While the world's attention focuses on chip manufacturing and software development, the real competitive advantage may belong to the countries that can provide the energy and cooling infrastructure that AI systems require. Canada has been dealt an almost perfect hand in this technological revolution. Our rivers provide unlimited clean electricity. Our climate provides natural cooling. Our research institutions provide world-class expertise. Our political system provides the stability that long-term technology investments require. The question is not whether Canada can become a major player in the AI economy. We already have all the pieces in place. The question is whether we'll have the vision and commitment to assemble those pieces into a coherent strategy that positions us as leaders rather than followers in the most important technology transformation of our lifetimes. The servers are humming, the algorithms are learning, the future is being calculated in data centers around the world. Canada has the power to host that calculation, the expertise to guide its direction, and the opportunity to benefit from its results. What we do with this opportunity will determine not just our role in the digital economy, but our place in a world where artificial intelligence shapes everything from scientific discovery to economic competitiveness to national security. The AI revolution is here, and it's looking north for the resources it needs to flourish. Canada can either seize this moment or watch others build their digital futures with our electrons and our expertise. Thank you for joining me for this exploration of Canada's artificial intelligence opportunity. What aspects of our AI infrastructure advantages do you think are most important? Should we prioritize attracting international AI operations or building domestic capabilities first? Share your insights below, and I'll see you in the next analysis of the forces shaping our technological future.